Hey, it's Louise here, and I'm going to ask you some real honest questions. Do you often flare up? Do you shut down in a hard discussion when it could be argumentative, or you're at work and your boss or somebody that is connecting with you at the time is completely alienating you, the way that they're speaking, they're communicating in a way that is detrimental, and you're just shutting down. Everything about this conversation is escalating in your energy. Okay, so here you are. You could be somebody that's just had an argument, and you're feeling yourself. You're about to react. Everything inside of you is instinctively wanting to strike back to. Just disconnect from them in any way that you can by arguing, by proving your point. So what you do is sometimes you just go straight into that. And really what's happening is our body in these moments are telling us something about what's about to happen. Our bodies are signals. They can tell us we're hot, we're cold, we're tensing, we're stressing, our jaws are getting tight, our necks tightening up, our chest is closing in, our words are stuck in our throat, our mind's just exploding with thoughts, but we can't get them out. And what's happening is we feel that we're being attacked in all of this, okay? We feel like the person that is, let's call him person B. Person B is coming at us. You should have done this. You should have done that. Why didn't you do this? You da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And inside of us, we're person A. Person A is like, hey, what the? And in our heads, we're retaliating. We're speaking back. But in reality, we're just blocking. We're blocking. And we can feel it building up in ourselves. And we have a good choice. We have a choice here. We can either explode or recognize what's going on, recognize what's off in our energy, recognize we're out of alignment with ourselves first and foremost. Take a deep breath, step back, follow my process, and then respond. Not react, we respond. So if you want to learn how to react in a positive way, respond in a positive way, keep listening, because I do have something for you. So what I'm talking about here is not so much how can I put it, saying the right thing. What it is you've got person B and they're coming at you. Now, person B could be your wife, your husband, your lover, your best friend, your brother, sister, your work colleague, your work employer. It could be all of this, all right? It could be absolutely anybody that is just gunning for you. And it could be words like, who do you think you are? Why have you done this? You should have been able to do this. Why didn't you do this? Why isn't this complete? And this might have come out of the left field for you. It could be a complete curveball. And what happens is, first of all, your body reacts. Okay, so before you speak, before you actually think of something to say, your body's reacting. Now, it could be in heat. If you're anything like me, it's heat. Heat just flushes up. Then you're tight. Your chest gets tight because you're like holding your breath. You can't breathe properly, even though you are breathing. Then, if you're anything like me, you sort of your shoulders and your neck, your throat gets tight. Your jaw, you tense it. You might clench your fists down by your side, and there is, all of these symptoms. You've got tension. Your head might feel like a basketball's going to explode. Your body is sending you physical, emotional, senses and sensory warning signs. They're saying, hey, look out, something's about to happen. And sometimes this can occur before person B actually speaks. It's you on high alert. And this is normally because you've come from a life of dysfunctional family, you've had trauma, and you have learnt to be sensitive to this sort of environment, this energy coming in a circumstance like this. Okay, so the mistake that most people make is that you think you're under attack. But what we have to learn is we're not under attack. What's actually happening is person B has an expectation. They have an opinion. They have something that they believe should have been done a certain way and a certain timing, etc., etc. And they feel, I communicated this to you. Why haven't you done it? And so they now feel justified to come at you. What happens to person A is they shut down. They defend. They want to defend because they feel that they're being attacked. So they want to defend and they shut down. It's just like goes down, the mind goes blank, mouth shuts up, and everything inside of them just wants to come on. Now, the truth is, as I said, we're not being attacked. Honestly, if we look at it, really look at it, we're not being attacked. Nobody's coming up and really hurting us. Yes, the words are not nice. And please God, nobody's actually physically damaging you, because that's not what this is all about. What this is about is it's an emotional thing. And let me just say that if somebody is, then get a helpline, get help immediately. So we need to realize that the signals our body's telling us is that they are, by their words, they're speaking in a certain way. We're picking it up as an attack. And as I say, this is normally based in our past traumas. It could be the way that we've been brought up. We might have just been brought up in a home that is just very loud. And everybody's got to speak at the top of their voices because they want to be heard. Yet we ourselves are like, don't do this. I can't. We want to do this with our ears. So realize you're not being attacked. The body is signaling you something's up. And the consequences of all of this sort of immediate sort of reactory things is you stop listening, you want to react, and things escalate. Now, what we want to do is we want to take that and we want to undo all of that. All right, so here's my method. Okay, it's just 6 or 7 steps, but I want you to take a deep breath. Take a deep breath with me. And I know I'm speaking fast, and I'll try and slow down. All right, so here we go. So I want you to see something in me. I'm taking something that is from my life, something I've had to learn, that I've created for myself. I've seen it work. I've seen how this can actually begin to help me. It's helped my family in the way that we connect with each other, and how my partner and I, my wife and I, speak to each other now, because I am taking responsibility for how I respond to her. And there are times I put my hands up, I go, time out, I can't do this, and I walk away. And I'm going to show you how you get to that. All right, so step 1, and I am going to read this off, okay? Not because I don't know it up here. I do know it up here, but I know it so well, it's second nature to me, that I'll just rush through it, and that doesn't help you any. Why doesn't it help you any? Because when I rush something, I might miss something. So let's go this. So just in the moment, say something like, instead of reacting, I choose to respond. I choose to pause. And that's what I do. When I'm in an argument with my partner or with somebody else, or if I'm on the phone with somebody and my heckles are being sort of rising up, and my cage is being rattled, so to speak, I'm being triggered, I pause, I take a deep breath, and sometimes I even close my eyes, and I say one thing: this is not me. It's not me. These words are not me. So step 1, notice. Notice what's happening. Notice what's happening in your body. What's happening? Just, is my chest tight? My head feel like it's got a band around it? My ears buzzing? Is my jaw tight? Am I finding it difficult to breathe? Do I feel nauseous? Do I want to punch? Do I want to run away? Notice what's happening in the body. Notice what your body's telling you. Notice what it is for you to be connected in that moment to the signals that your body's giving you. Then step 2, pause. Pause. Take time to recognize what's going on. I don't speak straight away. They can be blah, 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 blah at me. And I'm pausing. Why am I pausing? Well, think of a sentence when you're reading in a book and you read and you read and you read, and sometimes you instinctively you want to take a breath because the sentence is so long, you feel like you're running out of breath. And that's it. When you pause, you're giving your body, your energy, your mind, your heart, you're giving it a moment to pause, to breathe, okay? And you can just stop. You can go, you can even sort of like, sometimes I do this, I touch my body, or if I'm in a public place, I'll put my hands in the back of my pockets and I'll just squeeze my hips. So it's a tactile thing. It just helps me reconnect with me. All right, so then I breathe. As I said, I take a breath, I take that calmer breath. And so that's step 1, step 2, step 3 is pretty much all together. You can sort of all put it in a very short time period together. Step 4 is acknowledge. Okay, so what are we acknowledging? All right, so what we're acknowledging is that we're in a situation and person B is coming and this verbiage is coming at us, okay? We might not agree with this verbiage. We might not agree with what they're saying. So what I want you to realize is that you can say, I don't agree with this. Say it in your mind. Say it in your inside of you. This is not mine. This is not my opinion. I don't believe this is true about myself. You see, when you start to say this, you actually are disconnecting. And so what's happening is you're seeing party B and the mouth is doing this, and you're here, but your mouth isn't. And so all of this is going on. And what happens is as you breathe and as you sort of like you're holding. You're not responding, you're just breathing. And they're going like this. And they're actually starting to slow down now because you're not biting, all right? While they're going like this, you're breathing and you're recognizing, you're noticing where it is in your body. You're acknowledging that what they're saying doesn't always fit you. Now, they may say some things like, you should have done this. And you go, yeah, I should have. You got to be honest. If what they say is true, you've got to acknowledge that. You can't just deny it, okay? Their opinion might be a real recognition of truth there. Like, yeah, I should have done that. Or it could be like, yeah, nah, I don't know where you're coming from. But whatever that is, you've got to internally acknowledge what it is, okay? You recognize that you're in a reaction process. You could potentially just and just erupt over them. They may be trying to gaslight you over something. They may be trying to override your decision. Whatever the circumstances, you allow yourself to acknowledge, to recognize, to, in a manner of speaking, go from step 4, recognizing that this is the situation. It's not necessarily true. And you drop into step 5. Step 5 is separating yourself. Now, what I do is I see what's going on. I try and sift through the words that are coming at me. And I go, is this real? No. Is this true? No. Is this accurate? No. Oh, yeah, I should have done that. Yeah, that does apply. And I'm very, very, I attempt to be very honest with myself. And let's be honest, our natural instinct is to defend, to deflect, to prove our innocence, okay? But I'm asking you to, in this moment, to actually step inside yourself and acknowledge and separate what is and isn't real for yourself, okay? So, or what is or isn't accurate. And what you need to do as well, what I do is, once I've done that, I go, okay, so this is their perception, but this I have to agree with. This is their perception. This is their energy. This is their words. This is their anger. This is their. So that's Put that over there. Put that in a basket aside. It's nothing to do with me. It's over here, right? We just put it over here. Now we come back to ourselves. What am I feeling? I'm feeling angry. I'm feeling like I want to just yell at them. I'm feeling hurt. I'm feeling discombobulated. I'm feeling tearful. I've got all of this angst inside of me, and I just want to. And you start to feel it, and you go, oh, okay, just bring it back, bring it back. Now, this is what I do. Okay, this is what I don't know of anybody else that does it. There may be hundreds of people out there that do it, but I've not heard somebody share it this way. So what I do is when I'm in this moment, I take all of this excess, I call it the excess energy, the excess heat, the excess anger, the excess I want to duh and I want to and the response and the reactiveness of me. I gather it together in like an energy ball or a whatever you image it as, okay, just this stuff. And I put it into either a basket with a hot air balloon on it or in a cylinder, just a container that is to the side of me, and it's invisible. I use my imagination, I create it, and then I funnel that into the container. And once I release it, the anger, the pain, the tearfulness, it's not fair, oh, you stop it, this is not right, you're blaming, with all of that stuff, I put it in the cylinder and I seal it. And then I take another breath and I go, I don't need this. I don't need this reactivity. I don't need this anger that's building up inside of me. It doesn't help. It's not going to help the situation. And I let it go. It's like I cut the ties. I lift the anchor off. I let it go. And I say, it's no longer mine. I let it go. And in that moment, I do feel a release. I do feel something that inside of me is like I don't know how to describe it other than like a little sort of like shiver that goes down my spine. And I become settled. I become calm. It's almost like I can see what's happening around me clearly. It's almost like while I'm dealing with this, I'm looking without my glasses and it's all blurry, and I'm like, I want to strike out. I want to defend. I was like, I can't see properly. Stop it! You coming at me. I don't know what you're talking about, and I want to do the push, and then after that, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's like I find my glasses and it's like, oh, okay, I get it. All right. I come from a balanced place inside of myself, and I feel that settled energy. I feel like, yeah, look, I could 9 times out of 10, I still feel hurt. I still feel a little hurt, but I'm not responding from hurt. I'm not reacting from hurt. I want to respond. And so I'll turn around to my partner or to the individual that is in this discussion with me that is, shall we say, creating this angst in me from what they say. And I go, okay, can we start again? Can you tell me exactly what it is that you are trying to communicate to me? But can you do it without yelling? Or the way that you've just done? Could you just repeat to me, what exactly are you attempting to communicate to me? And 9 times out of 10, when you go, no defense, no arguing, you're just going, I didn't get what you were saying first. It was just too much for me. I closed off. But I'd like to know, please, can you reword it for me in a way that I can hear so I can respond to you? I really would like to know what the issue is in a clear way so I can respond to you. Now, what normally that happens is it puts the other person a little bit on the back foot, and they take a deep breath and they sort of like look at you like, what? I've just spent the last 5 minutes telling you what's going on and you didn't hear me? And you can, 9 times out of 10, you can sort of see that they're escalating within themselves again. And if they do, and they don't respond clearly to me at that time, what I normally do now is, this is my bonus step, okay? It's the step that I pull out of the back pocket and I go, whoa, we're going to have to use this one. It's like, hey, I can see you're still upset, and I'm really sorry about that. I'm not trying to wind you up. It's just, I know from my life history that I react when I feel like I'm being attacked. And I know you're not attacking me. I know you've got a valid point, but my response mechanism is to defend and to strike out verbally, etc. And I don't want to do that. So could we just pause here, both of us, and just sit here for 3 minutes? Let's just be quiet. It gives you a chance to regather what you want to talk to me about. It gives me a chance to hear what you want to say. So can we just be quiet for a while together and just settle in our own selves? I know you've got something valuable to say and something valid to say. I want to hear it. I just don't want to feel like I'm being attacked. And when we're honest like that, what happens is the other individual either completely go, I can't deal with this, and they'll just and they'll walk away to come back to you later, or they will take the time to stop, pause, kind of like reassess where you're at, and then start again. And 9 times out of 10, I've noticed that it is in a softer tone of voice, and you can talk clearly. So this is what I do. I step up with this, and I found that it works for me. So, let me try and give you an example. I'll read it off so that I can follow the steps and try and give you a real-time sort of scenario. So let's just go. Let's use the argument scenario, okay? So what happens is person B comes to you and they're, as I said, they're mouthing it all. And you're feeling everything inside of you. Then they may turn around and say, you're absolutely stupid. Who do you think you are? You shouldn't be working on this project, or you're such a failure. And it's inside of you, what's happening is you're getting fireworks, you're going heat's rising, all the triggers are happening inside of you. And what you do is you go through my 7 steps. You start to, you listen, you register, you sort of notice where it is, you take a pause, you acknowledge what's going on in the breath, you're breathing, you're acknowledging, okay, this is not me, okay, yeah, this may be me, no, You separate what you're feeling from what they're saying. You take your feelings and the negativity of what they're saying and what it's generating in you, you put it in the canister, in the basket. You release it from yourself. You don't entertain it. You cut from it. And you might even in your imagination just get a big pair of shears or scissors and just cut everything that is being said, and just like you see them as like strings, and you just cut these strings and you put them away. Because remember, there's something that's very, very important here. If somebody's blah, 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 blahing to you and saying words to you, if you don't accept them by biting, so what's happening is here you are, and if they're going, yeah, 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 and you click into what they've got to say, if you sort of bite into it while they're going like this, and you start responding, what's happening is you're taking ownership of that situation now. You are actually becoming a participant in the reactory process. But if you don't, if you cut the emotional attachment, if you cut the hooks that they're trying to get at you by saying you're useless, you shouldn't have done this, and da 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 da, and you just remain quiet and breathing, what happens is they don't have anything to connect to you, okay? And then once you've released and you've come into that place of balance within yourself, and you go back to them and say, okay, I'll be honest with you, I didn't hear half of what you said because I kind of shut down, defense mechanism, protection mechanism, but I'd like to hear what you've got to say without all the yelling, without the accusations. I really would like to know the core of what you're speaking. you tend to find people will be more responsive with that. And, you know, you don't always have to react, guys. Reaction's a choice, as is response. And when you think about it, you can react and be part of the problem, or you can respond and be part of the solution. And for me, I've learned that response is a much, much better way to be in life. So I really hope that this has helped you, and I hope that by sharing it from my real life stories and how I do things, that you will find these steps working. Now, I know that the video is, 20-30 minutes long. I do have a check sheet. So you will be able to download the 7 steps and some things that you can add to it and put your own words to, etc., etc. And I really hope and believe that this will be of benefit to you. It's not just something that I made up out of my head. Well, I might have originally, but it works. It is a tool that works for me. And I really, my intent is that it works for you, because it's helped me and it's helped my family relationship. And if it can help you and your family relationship, your friend relationships, your works relationships, then that is a big, big plus. So thank you for listening. And I look forward to any comments that you may want to share with me when you've gone through this. Or if you've got questions, please don't hesitate to reach out. Thank you.